I'm going to say a few words about symmetries that knots can have in mathematics. Starting from just the one picture of what a knot might be, putting the arrow on in one direction or the other gives me two possible knots, and changing all the crossings and combining with the idea of the two possible arrows gives me two more possible knots. So this is possibly 4 knots. For this 4 crossing knot, there is in fact only one knot, one 4 crossing knot, and it doesn't matter how I put the arrow on or how I change the crossings, I've always got the same knot because I can maneuver one picture to the other one. Over here, however, we have the knot 933, and that really does give 4 different knots.
What we do is we arrange them sort of in a triangle in the most symmetric way possible, and that is that each piece is going to go over one and under the other. So here you see the yellow goes over the blue and under the red goes over the yellow and under the blue, and likewise for the blue. Now I'm just going to start bringing the ends of these strings together so that the blue and the yellow are together, the red and the blue are together, and the yellow and the red are together, and I'm just going to fuse the ends. So first I fuse the yellow and the red, now I fuse the yellow and the blue, and finally the red and the blue. And we have this beautiful trefoil knot.
Figure 8 knot is not a widely used knot, but it's one of the nicest knots, I think. Looks a little bit like an 8. Here we go. And there we have it.
So lots of people think 2 knots can cancel. So in other words, that if you have a knot A, and a knot is knot A, and a knot B, and they're tied in the same piece of string, that's knot B, that maybe you can just continuously move that string until it all unknotted.
The cincture is a long cord with a tassel at each end. The cord is doubled like this, and the loop is put around the back. Now, of the 2 ends, one, let us say, is A and the other is B. The end A is put through the loop, and a secondary loop is formed, and end B is put through that secondary loop and pulled right through. Then both are pulled tight.
打住那个绳子两端，这么位置一绕，就得到那个一个新的结。那个结放在那个瓶子上面，然后你把它拉紧，然后放在一起。这样的话，一个结就做好了。
Okay, got a rope right here. You take your 2 fingers and your thumb and you put it like that, and you cross over, under, and then you got your arm like that, and then you put the rope under the rope, and then through, and then you pull. And this knot is to use for like propelling people out of quicksand.
Okay, start moving.
Could you please reform the knot?
Anybody who can do that is a magician, because knots don't cancel. And the way I proved this when I was at high school in England is like this. You imagine that you can do it. Let's say the magician can do it. And then, oops, you go out and buy some inner tube. Nice, big, soft inner tube. And you put it around the knot like that, so that what it does, this inner tube, is it swallows A and then follows B.
These pictures are pictures of knots of DNA that were taken by an electron microscope.
How does it replicate? What happens is this entire array doubles its size. And it is done by each of these circles coming off the array, duplicating itself through a knotted intermediate that we still don't know why it's a knot, recircularizes and reattaches to the entire array to make something that is twice the size of the original array, which is then split down the middle. It happens very, very rapidly. Biologically, the question is how it happens and how it could be arrayed so that it happens rapidly enough to let the cell survive.
Combien est-ce qu'on peut faire de nœuds avec un bout de papier? On le plie ainsi. Ensuite, on le roule. Il ne faut pas être trop maladroit. On obtient ainsi une espèce de petit bâton. On prend un autre petit bout de papier, on les met l'un à côté de l'autre. Et maintenant, comme notre papier est infiniment fin, on peut enrouler ce bout de papier autour de celui-là. Ensuite, on complète le nœud en ajoutant des petits rubans ici, comme ceci. Et tous les nœuds que l'on obtient sont différents.
Now the tricky part. Fold A back on itself and poke it through the loop behind the tie. Now adjust by tugging the edges of the bow. Congratulations, you did it.
My name is Volodya, and I want to show how we tie our laces in Russia. So we take any two ends and tie them together. We take any two ends and tie them together. We tie these ends together using a knot. We tie these ends together using a knot. Now the shoes and laces are all tied up. We can move, but we don't want to. What's the hurry? Let's just sit here for a while.
The first thing that you do is cross the ends like this to make a loop. And then you can see my thumb here is sticking through the loop that I've made. What I do is make a pinch, as they say, with my thumb and my index finger. I bring the pinch through to the other side and catch, this is now the right hand end, I catch the right hand end and bring it through the loop.
Starts like this. That's the first half of it.
the second half goes like this, and it leaves a square knot.
Je fais le premier nœud, le deuxième, et je fais une troisième de sécurité.
And you can make a bow if you like.
Well, you step into this picture. You can step in any place you like, but I'm going to step in right over here. And what I know is that it's this piece of rope that's causing the problem. So Alexander's idea is you just take that little piece, so you know the polar angle function is wrong, and you just take it and you throw it over your head. And now, lo and behold, you pick it up, and what you have is a braid. And there it is, very nice, a closed braid.
And now we just ask the magician to undo things, and then we see that what he had was a curve in the inner tube, like this, that goes from top left to top right, so it must be knotted like B. But you can see from this picture that it wasn't knotted at all. So B wasn't knotted, and similarly A wasn't knotted. Two real knots don't cancel, they weren't real knots.
Original music by Andrew Bookman. We want to thank the Paul and Gabriella Rosenbaum Foundation, Holy Homes and the Concord, California Kid Fest, and in order of appearance, Raymond Licorice, Richard Schwartz, William Thurston, Steve Jordan, John Conway, Patrick Heelan, Liang Chen, Mike Schwartz, Andrew Casson, Michael Anthony School of Gymnastics Sport, the Stony Brook Math and Applied Math Departments, Henri Matisse, G.V. Pickwell for the Sea Snake photographs, Nicholas Cazarelli, Ringling Gibbon, Sylvia Spengler, François Labourie, Vladimir Turayev, Bonnie Bunch, Nicholas Carnevali, Cabinet Malassois, Fotis Liarikos, Linda Stain, Joan Berman, and all those whose cooperation and enthusiasm made this project possible.